Hello everyone, this is Cinema.
And this is Johannes.
And you're watching Board Gaming Ramblings.
And today we are taking a look at Finspan, the third game in the what is now trilogy of Span games. It started out with Wingspan, which we really liked. We have all the expansions, we enjoyed it a lot. Then Wyrmspan, which we did the content on last year, and we liked it for most part better than we liked Wingspan. And now we have Finspan, where instead of moving this way, we're gonna move this way. And it's gonna be fun. Let's talk all about it. This was a review copy. Thank you for sending us the copy so we can take a look at the game. And now we're gonna tell you all about it. Not all about it, we're gonna tell you some things about it. In Finspan, we're not going to do the full overview thing. I'm guessing you have played Wingspan or on some of the other games. If you haven't, basically what you're doing is that you're playing these cards which now have fish on them. On this board, you're going to activate the different rows to get different actions and abilities depending on what and where you have played them. There are some differences from Wingspan. We're going to talk a bit about them. I'm going to just do like some of the changes and then we're going to talk about what we feel about them. So very briefly, some of the changes are this time each fish can only have one egg. So no like loading up on eggs, that strategy is gone. Also you can hatch the eggs, which never happened in Wingspan or Wyrmspan, which you flip them over and it comes out a little fish. Then if you manage to move around these fish, which you can with different actions, and you end up with 3 fish in one space, they disappear, they don't, and they end up being a school of fish, which is basically then just doubling their points. So each of these tokens is 1 point and this is going to be 6 points. You will have 3 different rows, which basically is cards, eggs, and hatching eggs. And when you activate a row, you're going to get a bonus if you have a fish up here. So if I go here, I see, oh, I have a fish, I'm going to get a card. Then I'm going to go up here, get what happens here. If it's an activation, I go here, oh, I have a card, I get this. I go here, I have a fish, I get this. And then the first time you do a row, or a column, which is called, yes, I'm not good at those 2 things, you will get a bonus as well. So you're going to have 6 actions each time, so it's not like Wingspan where they get fewer and fewer, not like Wyrmspan where you can get coins to do more actions. You're going to do 6 actions 4 times, and that's going to end the game. You're going to have your hand laid out here so everyone can see it. Not that you're caring too much about what the other players' hands are, spoiler alert. But you are also going to, when you discard cards, put them into your own discard pile, which is yours and yours only. Those are the biggest changes of the game, I will say. And you're drawing blind.
Yes.
There's no display of cards, just drawing blind from the deck. That was some things.
Yes.
Let's talk about both the things we liked and didn't like about Finspan.
I can start with a thing that I like.
Yes.
And that is one of the things I really like about Wingspan as well. That the artwork is really nice. You get to learn facts about many different fish in this game, and both the illustrations and the facts that you learn, I like reading those cards when I'm waiting for my turn. I really enjoyed that. It's great fish facts about cool fish.
And if you know how much we care about theme and we speak about this, we like everything else about the game as well. And another thing I do like, before we go into things we don't like, is I enjoy this new eggs and hatching system. That is like the biggest change, the biggest thing that makes it a bit different and makes it fun. Of course, it makes sense that you're going down because it's fish. And that's another change, is that you have like fish that live closer to the ocean floor, not the ocean floor, but the top of the ocean.
Yeah.
And then you have fish that lives to the ocean floor.
Yes.
That I actually enjoy, that you have like a fish. This one can only be placed in the green part and only in one of these 3. And you can also like devour fish if it's smaller than them, so you could do that.
Like that too.
Most of the time you're not going to do it because that fish is going to give you points, and it's not like you're going to fill up the whole thing and then have more space. But sometimes it's going to be like, oh, this gives me 8 points. I have a fish that gives me 1 point, so let's just do that, and I will also get it for it being eaten like in Wingspan and Wyrmspan.
Yeah, and some predators needs to eat a fish to be placed there. For example, this angel shark over there.
So,
or angle shark, I don't know.
There are some tags, like this is a predator and it has camouflage. So some of those things, but most of the time they don't matter because they're just there. Like the predators have like some kind of like, there's some super predators that have like 2 teeth with blood on them. And they're like, how you know that they're going to have like an ability that everybody gets to do. But most of the time the other things are just there. And then there might be like an achievement, because this is like just a setup for the basic game. You flip it over, you will use like a random for each of the 3 first weeks. And some of them might say like points for the camouflage or points for this, which is of course then completely random if you get any or not.
Yeah, because you're drawing blind. I think that's a negative change for me personally. I liked it more when you had 3 open like possibilities, and I'm just like, oh, I don't want any of these. Then I'm drawing blind. But now you have no option. Another negative that I think about in this game is that none of the abilities on the cards feel really exciting.
No.
To me, there's some final scoring, some. If you play this, you can play another fish. You still have to pay for it. And also, some, as you say, when this is activated, you get to do an ability as well. But overall, I'm not sitting like, oh, this is an awesome fish. I'm going to, boom, cool. No.
No, because also most of them feel the same.
Yeah.
Like they are doing the same 4 or 5 things with like some exceptions. So it's not very interesting. Another thing I do like before a thing I don't like is the discard pile. Because you are discarding, let's say this one, I need to pay 2 cards and an egg. So I pay an egg for anywhere. I take 2 cards and I discard them. And then other cards will then be able to give me, for example, this one says that whenever I activate this, I get to look through my discard pile and take 1 card back. So that way, like if it's not random because you get a card but you already had drawn it random, so hopefully you can get cards that way. But I enjoy that, so you can get like cards back. Another thing I don't like is that they have removed all of the resources. So it's most of the time you have what you need to pay the cards.
I don't like that.
No, because it's only the different things. It's the eggs, it's the hatched eggs, and it's the cards. Those are the things that you have to pay, and sometimes like this you have to put it on top. But most of the time those are the things. And it's not exciting.
No, and it feels less tight than Wingspan.
Yes.
When we played Wingspan, just like, especially in the starting resource, I'm just like, oh, I can choose 2 things and 3 cards. Like, it's so tight from the beginning. And in this game, we had like one person we played with put all 5 of his workers to play fish and only 1 to activate these rows. And that means basically that you get to do a lot of stuff. And I like doing a lot of stuff, but I don't like doing all the stuff.
Yeah.
I want to be like, oh, next time, if I play a little differently, I can do this, and then I will get to do more stuff. I'm missing that, tension.
But of course, because that's what I want to say. Because in Wingspan, you have, of course, a randomness of, oh, no one of the resources I want, but you will be able to use them for something, but you also have, as I said, a tension of, oh, I hope you don't take that resource before it's my turn, or I hope you take that one so there's only the same one so I can re-roll before it's my turn, or there's only 1 left so I can take that and re-roll, I hope I get the thing I want, because it's never been, like Wingspan or Wyrmspan, it's never been like a non-luck game, like that is part of those games. So it's just like another part of that stripped away to a non-interesting thing.
Also, I'm not a super fan of the timing in this game, because that also was a big deal in Wingspan. Of course, you want to get the eggs before you hatch them, because or else you will
can't
not
hatch
have
an existing egg.
Yes, but as long as I have a fish in this column, like this part of the column, it doesn't matter when I play something here, unless they have like an if activated ability. In Wingspan, I feel like, oh, I really want to play that card into that row before I activate it, unless I will get a lot of... Yes, the stuff doesn't matter.
I agree. It's just, all of it just feels like it's there. I feel like the only positive I can say, like we said a couple of things, is it's quick.
Yeah.
Especially with 2 people.
Perfect.
It's very quick.
Yes.
We can play it in 20 minutes, maybe 25, with 2 people. And the other reason for that is that there's no interaction. Wingspan Wyrmspan was never a big interactive game, but in Wingspan, you had to try to win the goal. Here it's just like, oh, you get some points, but when you play the other side, you get like 3 bonus points if you have the most, which is kind of like something. But I feel like they tried to make it very simple and ended up making it so simple that it's just not interesting.
Yeah.
Because like there's no no tension. There's no reason for me being like, oh, I have to do that, try to do this. Sometimes I'm going to be like, oh, I have this. A couple of times, I will say this, there was a couple of times I played a cool card that gave me like 9 eggs and the other people like 2. And that felt cool.
Yeah.
That is like the only cool thing I felt like I was going to do in this game. I think this is one of those videos where it's hard for me to say who is it for. Because I'm not sure. Because I would say that it's not that much simpler than Wingspan. So it's not like, oh, this is so simple that you can just play this. Because if you understand everything about this game and just like add a little bit more, you have Wingspan. So I don't really see who is this appealing to.
No, I agree. I would we're into final thoughts now, really.
This was like my who is it for?
Yeah.
I don't know. So let's do some final thoughts.
If you love fish.
Yes, if you need a game about fish.
There's other games about fish that
are there?
cooler.
I don't know.
If you want to learn facts about fish
buy a book.
And don't like the internet,
yes,
this is for you.
Buy a book.
Yes. Yes, I don't know. For me personally, there's no reason for this game to exist because it doesn't do anything better than Wingspan does. And yes, maybe you can play it a little faster, or if you have some friends that think Wingspan is too much, and you really like Wingspan, and you want kind of the same,
type of game.
Yeah, then this might be for you, but for me, it's not for me. I think they have distilled it too much to the level that the fun for me and the tension is not there. And I'm going to give it. I'm unsure because it's not a bad game.
No.
I don't like it.
It works.
I just don't want to. It's meh. It's very meh. For me, it's like 4.55-ish. It's just
I agree with everything you're saying. I think that because I like Wingspan a lot, and I really like Wyrmspan a lot, so I was hoping this would also be fun. I felt like it's not that I am bored when I play it, but I'm on the edge of being bored. When we played it 4, the downtime was horrendous because there's no reason for me to care about what you're doing other than and most games, and this is true for all games, so we like a lot of multiplayer solitaire games. So when there's many games where I'm interested in what you do on your turn, just because I'm I'm excited about what is your strategy, what are you doing. Here it's just you play some cards and they do kind of the same things that my cards do, and you play it there. Okay, that was 4 points minus 3. Okay, that is what you did, and I don't really care. So playing it with 2 was better, but mostly because it was quicker. Because there is, and I would love to, and probably a lot of people like it, and that's awesome. Cool. And I would love to see, I would love to hear the reasons why you like this, for example, over Wingspan, or why you think this is like different enough. Because for me, it's just there. I think I'm gonna land on a 5. It's an average game,
Yes.
like, because it's not a bad game.
No,
it's just
not.
like it's a game that is there and it exists. And I'm guessing people will like it. For me, it's just like it's too light, not giving me the tension and interesting, fun stuff I get from Wingspan and Wyrmspan, which are both pretty light, not like games I play when I want to play like heavy strategy. So this is just too little for me. If you disagree with us, let us know in the comments.
Should
if
we
you
do keep or
agree
cull?
with us. Yes.
Yes.
Let's do the keep or cull. Wonder what it's gonna be. 1, 2, 3. Boom! It's a cull. Yes. So that is, as I said, if you disagree or agree with us, let us know. Have you played it? Are you interested in playing it?
If you played it, I hope you liked it more than we did.
Yes, because games are supposed to be fun and people will have fun with games. And that's it. There is something you can do for this channel, which is called...
Subscribe.
Yes, this channel is not called subscribe. The channel is called...
Board Gaming Ramblings.
Yes.
And what you can do is...
Subscribe.
Board Gaming Ramblings.
Yes, do it because it makes us...
happy.
Like...
this.
Yay! Thank you for watching. You're awesome. I'm Johannes.
I'm Cinema.
And you've been watching Board Gaming Ramblings, and bye-bye.